be wondering, why the heck am I in that area out of all places? Well, I was doing the 1 room 1 round challenge. Kinda self-explanatory. Every time it's a new round, you have to go to the next room. At first, it is really easy, but once you start getting to the later rounds, it becomes hectic, as well as pretty much all RNG dependent on your gobblegum luck. Mainly my boy Alchemical and Teeth at this. For the challenge, you need to start on the quick revive side. Once I did, I camped in the first room till round 3, which is the maximum round allowed in spawn. So I left the meal kick room trying to play as fast as I can because speedrunning mindset. Again, nothing outrageous is going to happen given the fact it's a low round. The next room is just upstairs. This might seem like a bad room to be in, but trust me when I say it's the second best room, and mostly due to the trap. You'll see later on. Speed Cola would be really hard to end a round if it weren't for the WAF making this one of the easier rooms, thankfully. Of course, the HVK is bought since it's one of the better weapons inside BO3 zombies. The round ends, therefore I head to this spot, which is one of the worst rooms, but also probably the fastest. There is no gobblegum machine in this room, or even in Speed Cola, which means you have to save or get an alchemical and teeth this in the room with the trap, simply to end the rounds in speed as well as this room. Either that, or you have to rely on drops coming from the Mark II, although this isn't really a viable strat in these rooms because of how tight they are. Coming up, probably the worst room when performing this challenge, power. The first time around, it's not too terrible. The zombies come from the kitchen and the one window and power. However, the problem comes when you have to open up the door behind you. Yeah, then zombies kind of start spawning all around the place, leaving you no choice but to go down to that one window in power, also hoping you get an Alchem here, because if you are definitely going to need it. If you can manage to overcome power, the next 2 rooms are quite easy. STG room seems like it would be tough. To be honest, it wasn't that hard considering the fact you have the GG2 with Alchems. The double tap room, on the other hand, is 100% the easiest room. Again, coming back to what I said earlier about the other room with the trap, it just has a trap which saves ammo. Lastly is the Juggernaut spawn room, which is really tight, although it does have a gun machine, which makes it slightly easier. Really, the strat I did for the spawn rooms was sit in the back window and hope that I would have enough ammo to end the round. You'll see a good example later on when I have the Wonder Walk. After the round ends, I end up back in the quick revive side, repeating the loop I just did throughout the rooms over and over until I downed, since I wasn't playing quick revive. On round 17, the zombie dropped the fire sale because of me moving the box. Thankfully, the STG room has a box location, which allowed me to get the Wonder Walk. If I had not gotten the WAF there, I most likely would have downed right there and then. Also, the perks I decided to run with were double tap so the Mark II can shoot faster, Juggernog, which I don't have to explain, Speed Cola as the DG2 reloads way too slow, and Stamina to make running through the gaps that the zombies make slightly easier. On round 26, I ended up getting the Ray Gun Mark II. The reason you need this is due to the WAF not producing drops, so having a gun that can kill in later rounds that will give you drops is pretty necessary. Also, a little tip with the Ray Gun Mark II is that you can single shoot it to save ammo. The way you can single shoot is by shooting the Mark II once, holding the shoot button, and swapping weapons, which will single fire it. However, this is really only useful during insta-kills and in early rounds because the zombies get way too strong. Once you have the DG2 and Ray Gun Mark II from here, it's pretty much just the same thing, spending 1 round in each room, then moving to the next one. Also, here's an example of what I would do in the Juggernaut spawn. Pretty much just sit in the back window, keeping her paired at all times, while simultaneously shooting the zombies coming from everywhere else with the WAF. Again, because the quick revive side and drug side are pretty similar, I did the exact same thing. Now for later rounds in the trap room next to Speed Cola, I would turn on the trap and try to get a full horde of zombies so I can run through it to save ammo. Run back through it, trying to do the same thing for a second time before the trap turns off. While the trap went offline, I would try my best to train in the room, kind of just improvising with how I'm training the zombies. That's pretty much all there is to that room. I did have this pretty insane clutch on round 51. No idea how I pulled that one off. To be honest, I think that may be the best clutch I've ever had, and this literally is an off-brand world record, essentially. The way I die is just sad. Once I made it to power, aka the worst spot to be in, I did not acquire an outcome by that point, and I knew I was pretty much dead unless I got insane drops. Of course, that's never happening, so I died. Watch this outro though. 3, 2, 1.